Hello everyone and welcome back to another cryptocurrency video from me, John. And today, we'll be discussing Cardano. At its current price of around 50 cents, ADA Cardano is unquestionably one of my favorite currencies. And I've seen that many people have said, why are you so thrilled about this cryptocurrency? What is it comprised of? How does it work? What about it in the near future excites you? Could you please explain? So, today, I'll give you all a little update on why I'm so very enthusiastic about this project. We must first respond to the age-old inquiry, what are you talking about? Cardano is a blockchain platform that uses proof of stake. And in reality, it's one of the many cryptocurrency platforms that we are familiar with and adore. Take Ethereum, for instance, where you can essentially host a lot of stuff on your platform, I suppose. On top of what you've constructed, there are several dApps and information storage systems. The proof-of-stake component is essentially the consensus process, as presumably you people are aware by now. And it differs substantially from the proof-of-work that Bitcoin and Ethereum now use, which depends on mining power. As a fun fact, Ethereum is also converting to proof-of-stake since it is superior. Oh well, at least it's open source and energy efficient, which are two important points. Additionally, they take a different approach than the majority of other cryptos because they are well renowned for being peer-reviewed. They therefore avoid choosing the most cutting-edge technological innovations that no one has ever considered. However, they consider what has already been done and how to accomplish it in the best, most ideal method. And whenever I say something hasn't been done before, I'm not talking about, for instance, changing your proof of stake to be better implemented. I'm talking about, they're not going to go for some really crazy new consensus algorithm simply because you don't know how it's going to play out. Instead, you want to look at, okay, what has worked in the past, what was a high likelihood to work in the future, and what is efficient. Let's work that out to the best of you, thus stand the best chance of succeeding over the next 10 or so years. And it gets me to one of Cardano's fundamental keys. They move quite slowly with things. The good side is that if you're slower to do tasks and people are already, I think, valuing your project at $3 aside, billions and billions and billions of dollars worth of market cap, well, that does say something in the sense that you're not done yet, you have so much money in. There is thus a lot of trust in that. The downside is that a lot of other projects are inventing quickly and trying wacky ideas, which may make it much simpler to publicize announcements and other things. And to return to that on the positive side, I'm very glad Cardano has it set up this way for this reason. The majority of us take this action since we are aware that it can take a little longer than expected. They must also be aware that they have a lengthy roadmap of things they wish to do. Furthermore, we already have the complete strategy in place. This is not the kind of project where we gather money and then see what we can accomplish with it. There is so much that we want to do that the procedures will be as follows. Simply give us some time. Yes, I suppose it may be appreciated from a safety standpoint, which is why it's also one of my favorite risk-reward cryptos types. Because, well, I think the danger is quite minimal. If you're wondering what I'm specifically referring to when I mention achievements and other things, read on. You can see it for yourself here, though. Here is an example of an epoch calendar for the Cardano epoch, which is essentially a short 5-day reward cycle. We're here, it also says. The official Cardano roadmap allows you to basically see the stages that they have, where they're intended to go, and what that will all involve. Cardano ADA is a stable currency, meaning the owner of the coin may deposit the value of the coins to a stake pool, which is again for the proof-of-stake component. So it's obvious that this was put in place a long time ago, right? However, there are some foundational elements that must be put in place, including an update to decentralization, a smart contract, an update to scaling, and, I suppose, an update to governance. These elements include Section O with its reputable names and historians, or, I guess, famous people in the past. Now, they are discovering delays with one of these updates on the plan. Since I am a coder, it is not unusual for decryptor projects to experience delays, as Charles may have said. I don't even know for sure whether that is his. I believe he is a mathematician from the base family, but let's just kind of go on. The work's initial 99% can take as long as its last 1%. Considering that you can plan everything. However, the final bug fixes or the last addition may not take as long as the overall procedure for doing the tasks you first believed were necessary. Right. With a proof of stake, Ethereum also had a lot of delays in this. The newest hard fork, or the newest update, has been delayed for a short while, but Charles recently said he doesn't anticipate any further delays. Again, that's not necessarily a negative thing given how Cardano does things. A virtue is patience. They have yet another wonderful tiny improvement. Ledger increases support for over 100. ADA Cardano because of the Cardano native token. Native tokens are also rather attractive. In all honesty, there isn't much excitement at the moment. I already stated that they will start investing heavily in certain stable coins at that point. Along with having their own native stable coin and when they can begin further expanding this ecosystem. Right now though, if we're being really honest about what it is that you support, I'm going to say that it has been written here in the greatest possible manner, using peer-reviewed research. A third-generation public blockchain called Cardano. The shortcomings of earlier blockchain systems are addressed by the smart contract network. For individuals who lack economic identification, it is an open platform that provides applications to manage identity, value, and governance. Even though it's worded in a peculiar way, that actually makes a really nice description of why I'm so enthusiastic about this project from the standpoint of, well, how much can it be used? I suppose it's partially a philanthropical notion. According to the founder of Amazon, you should consider how many people you can assist when determining how much a company is affecting the world. However, there is a common comparison that states that in order to make $1 billion, you must assist 1 billion people. And indeed, Cardano is acting rather bravely in a way that not many other cryptos are. They basically follow it over on the blockchain and are after things like your university or school's ID or credentials. It can be near the bottom of the CoinMarketCap page, too. But they are also, in essence, right here. The open source initiative also seeks to shift power from unaccountable institutions to marginalized people, fostering the development of a more stable, open, and equitable society. The use of cryptocurrency by agricultural firms to track fresh produce from farm to fork, as well as other products built on the platform that allow educational credentials to be stored in a tamper-proof weight, are all things that we can now add to what I just said. Retailers have also cracked down on fake goods. And to be honest, this is a greater concern than most people realize since it might be challenging to demonstrate your qualifications or to confirm that you understand the other part in many other nations. Yes, I suppose to demonstrate your qualifications. Another thing I just wanted to note is that you have to understand that the future of cryptocurrency is right, and in my opinion, stickable cryptocurrencies have a huge edge in that many of these institutions, namely these crypto banks, will most likely become widely accepted 10 years from now. Sincerely, I don't have to include this in a film on Cardano, it might have been a general thought about the future of cryptocurrencies. Imagine how significant this would be if the world truly went over to these banks that could give staking, or rather, banks ultimately will most likely not be able to beat around the bush anymore. The world's first digital asset bank has announced they would offer Cardano staking. And will need to help these kinds of initiatives. The likelihood that cryptocurrency staking will be made available at some time in the future. I just kind of understood that this crypto bank is only giving you a small view into the future by giving you access to your credentials today. There is still another component, which I believe to be fairly significant. And it truly represents the cost of the certification, right? Many of you must be perplexed by the fact that although it was formerly $3, it is currently only 50 cents. In light of this, you may be asking why precisely it is down. Can you get back up there please? How much further will it rise? Guys, this video is definitely not financial advice. I'm simply a hodler who is enthusiastic about the project at the end of the day. But I can't really influence the price and I can't really make any promises to you. All we can do is provide a foundation for why it's a fairly reliable cryptocurrency. While we are anticipating it with excitement, the fact that the price dropped from $3 to 50 cents is a positive development. It's also a fairly positive indicator as it reached $1 and other milestones prior to 2017-18 run since they had nothing and hit $1 in that year. They begin to get information at this point, such as the gradual implementation of the smart contract, for instance. However, they weren't actually that far down the plan at the time. You could all leave here with anticipation, enthusiasm, and other things. However, Cronos Marketing has really been fairly subpar. After all, their group is quite close-knit. One of the GitHub projects with the most commits, and I believe the most from crypto projects. And I believe that people are only supporting this project because they believe in its potential and want to ride along with it, I presume since, again, you must draw a solid comparison for yourself with a cryptocurrency most of them are constructed with. Okay, let's start a fundraising campaign and develop something concurrently. Let's get something out there as soon as we can and then develop it afterwards. Ethereum is an excellent example, where they currently need to convert from proof of work to proof of stake due to a mistake they made, with Cardano. No, we create everything from scratch and ensure that it is well designed. Then we construct it, and in all honesty, I believe that people are simply beginning to understand that this could be the best strategy for ensuring the sustainability of your enterprise. Once more, cryptocurrencies are not a quick fix. You want to make sure that these cryptos can last for the upcoming decades and that billions upon billions of people can genuinely use them. And I believe Cardano has done one of the greatest jobs of recognizing that. So what can I reasonably anticipate? Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it eventually reached $15 or $20 as an easy next important objective, but honestly, if we're talking about 2 years from now, I wouldn't be surprised to see it drop to or even beyond $30. Only 10 times the record high. I usually like to kind of relativistically point out Bitcoin, which I believe can easily increase in value by at least 15 times from its all-time high over the course of, say, the next few years to about $1 million. And if Bitcoin could do that, many altcoins would easily 30x right, putting Cardano at over $100. It wouldn't surprise me if we really reached that level. However, I personally believe that $15, which is 5 times the current super high, will be more than enough for the upcoming bull run. And if you place the following bull run roughly, it becomes: when Bitcoin reaches $100,000, it will have increased by nearly 150% from its current all-time high. Then all coins double it by 3 to receive a return of roughly 450%. Let's raise the price by, 5 times, which would be 400 or 500% of what it was at this point. That concludes today's video, which isn't that weird if you ask me. I hope that was enjoyable for you all. If you have a credential, please let me know here, and don't forget to click the like button.